Let's talk about 5 middle-class habits that might be keeping you in the rat race. One of the most painful feelings in life is the gradual realization that even though you're working your butt off, you're simply not able to get ahead. The first step in solving any problem is to understand the cause. This video will help with that. I've spent my career as the Chief Financial Officer of software companies, have an MBA in finance, and I'm a chartered financial analyst. In the next few minutes, I'll discuss the 5 most common habits that hold people back. Fix these and you'll be on your way. 1. Working for less than they're worth. It all starts with income. To improve your finances, the biggest opportunity comes from increasing your pay. There are 2 ways to go about this, and you should be looking at doing both. First, whatever job you're doing now, you should get paid as much as possible to do it. Unfortunately, to get a big pay increase, you often need to leave your employer and go work for someone else. People in lower paying jobs who move to a new employer are getting the largest increases, but all salary levels are seeing gains. A report by Bank of America says that in 2023, people making less than $25,000 are getting an average increase of 35% by moving to a new employer. People making from $50,000 to $100,000 are getting 10%, and people over $100,000 are getting increases of 6 to 7%. All of these are better than the 3.5% increases that people are getting from staying with their current employer. Second, while it's important to maximize your pay in your current job, the bigger gains come from moving into a career that can pay a lot more than your current career. Whatever level of education you're in, there are almost always careers that you can move into that will pay significantly more than your current career. Do some research to find out what fits your interests and what you would need to do to make the change. 2. Relying on one source of income. Financially, most people are living right on the edge. I didn't realize how bad it was, but the statistics are shocking. As of mid-2023, Kiplinger reports that 78% of Americans earning less than $50,000 per year live paycheck to paycheck, as do 65% of people earning from $50,000 to $100,000 and 44% of people earning over $100,000. If you're relying on your job as your only source of income, what happens if you lose it? It can happen, so you'd better be prepared. A survey by Zeta said that 76% of people have been fired at some point in their career, and a study by the National Employment Law Project said that 69% told them they had been let go for no reason or for an unfair reason, and only 1/3 of people who were fired received any severance. There are 2 really important lessons here. First, relying on your job as your only source of income is very risky. If you lose it, you could face a real hardship. And second, even if they don't lose their job, most people need more income than they're getting just to pay their monthly bills. To escape the rat race, find additional sources of income. There are a million ways to earn extra money, so find something that fits your personality, skills, and schedule. Even if it's not a lot of money, it will help you pay your monthly bills and save for the future. And if you do lose your job, it'll give you some income to tide you over. 3. Buying more than they can afford. In my role as the Chief Financial Officer of a company, there are 2 areas of emphasis. First is to figure out ways to grow and diversify our sources of income, and the second is to set a budget for spending. Try managing your money as if you were a business, because in a sense you are. You work to bring in money, and then you spend money on goods and services. Often, the biggest categories of spending are for somewhere to live and for transportation. People look for guidelines on how much they can spend on a house and a car, but I don't like that because it gives permission to spend, whereas most people need to cut back on spending. For example, a common rule of thumb suggests a budget of no more than 10 to 15% of your take-home pay on a car. If you're making $40,000 after tax, then 10% is $333 per month. My concern is that someone would hear the 10% suggestion and feel empowered to buy a car at that price point, but I'd suggest that they actually can't afford that much and should find a car for less. Even at double or triple the income, you are overspending to pay 10% of your pay on a car. Interestingly, according to Kiplinger, lower income consumers do a better job of trying to keep within their means than higher income people. When asked why they're living paycheck to paycheck, 17% of people earning less than $50,000 say that spending on non-essential items is a cause, compared to 26% of people earning over $100,000. The problem that plays out all too often is that as people earn more, they spend more. This is exactly how to get stuck in the rat race, and it happens at every income level. Changing your mindset can help a lot. Make cutting expenses a game. Look at everything you're spending money on and ask yourself, do I really need this? Will I care if I don't buy it or if I buy less of it? You might find you can cut back and not even miss it. 4. Not saving enough. If you want to escape the rat race, then you must, I repeat, absolutely must, save up enough money to leave the rat race when you're ready. How much savings you'll need depends on your goals. If you plan to sell all your things and sail the Caribbean in a small sailboat while working part-time over the internet, then you won't need much savings because your costs will be low and you'll have income. On the other hand, if you want to retire completely and live in an apartment in New York City, eat out regularly and travel, you're going to need a lot of savings because that is an expensive lifestyle. To prepare for your future, start saving as early as you can. Make it mandatory, not optional. This is why it's so important to not overspend on a car, a house, or anything else. You need the money to save. The most powerful force in investing is the compounding of interest over time, and for it to give you the biggest benefit, you need to give it a long time to work. Everyone's in a rush for quick investing results, but I promise you, most people will not win the lottery, and most people will not find success chasing quick payoffs in investing. But most people will find success investing for the long term and allowing compounding to work its magic. Save as much as you can, starting as early as you can in a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. Any brokerage can set you up, and then give it time. Now you're on your way to getting out of the rat race, and I promise you it will feel really good. 5. Failing to learn about money and investing. One of the best ways to invest in yourself is to take the time to build your financial literacy. You will probably earn and spend millions of dollars over your lifetime. If you think I'm exaggerating, consider that if you earn just $50,000 per year for 40 years, that's $2 million. If you want to escape the rat race, you'd better learn how to spend and invest it wisely. Without building your financial literacy, you can make costly mistakes without even realizing you're doing it. For example, what's the single most expensive thing a lot of people buy? A car. Think this is an investment? It's not. It's one of the biggest destroyers of wealth because in just a handful of years, that expensive purchase will depreciate until it's worth zero. Another example, do you have your own small business? Did you talk to an accountant about the best legal and tax structure for your business? If you didn't, you might be paying thousands of dollars more in taxes each year than you need to. There are countless other examples of things that could make a big difference, but if you don't know about them, you could be losing out on a lot of money that could and should be in your pocket. This video is just a quick overview of 5 of the most common habits holding people back financially, but it's only the beginning. If you're serious about breaking free of the middle class trap and finally starting to build wealth, then you need to watch this video next for great advice from some of the best-selling books on money.